Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 2 of the LCR Indycar series, where today we're here at Long Beach. Yes, a very difficult and technical street circuit here for round 2 of the championship. And this one actually didn't qualify on pole. My teammate VSR Dralex was able to edge us out by just 0.02 of a second here. But obviously if you missed out on the last video that went live from COTA, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But getting ready though for the start of the second round of the series. Hopefully we can just have a good, clean race and try to, if possible, continue building up my title advantage. But we will have to wait and see. Obviously, Long Beach is such an easy track to make mistakes at, especially in a car like this. But we're getting ready then for the start of the race. It's going to be lights out and away we go there. Dralex just getting obviously over the start line ever so slightly before me there, so he is going to slot up into the lead as we head down in towards turn 1 here. Not going to obviously go for any sort of aggressive moves, just going to keep it nice and tidy in towards the first corner. Just get both of the Aston Martin cars through as best as possible there. We've got LSE and Buck in P3 there ahead of LCR Apex as well in P4 off the start of the race there as we head now down through the first sector of the lap. Keeping it nice and tidy. Hopefully Dralex and myself, we can work together, build up a little bit of a margin off the start of this race, but I certainly wanted to try and get into the lead as well if an opportunity opened up here. As you can see already, starting to apply a little bit of pressure here, just having a look to the outside into a couple of corners there. You can see we get a much better run out down the back straightaway here. It's going to be a drag race as we head down in towards the car park section there. We are going to be able to get up the inside, just not quite clipping the curbs though. That's going to run us a little bit deep into the corner there, and that might allow Dralex to get back around the outside as we head in towards the final hairpin there. We're still going to try and go for the switchback move on him though. Get on the power ever so slightly earlier as we head down towards the start-finish line there. And yeah, we are now going to move ourselves just up into the lead as we head down through the kink of, well, not even turn 1 there. It's just a kink down the start-finish straight there. Dralex, obviously the longer way around, isn't quite able to keep the nose there, so we now move ourselves up into the lead of the race onto lap 2. So yeah, nice little start for ourselves, just dinking the wall as we head through the fountain section. But now, as you can see over the next couple of laps, we've been trying to build up our margin as best as possible here as we head on to lap 9 of the race. Now already starting to come up towards the rear of the field here with some lap traffic here. And Scott, unfortunately, is going to dink the wall. Give me nowhere to go. Completely right off my car. Dralex is going to be able to get past. I don't know why he hadn't ghosted by the time we got there. And yeah, that's going to basically ruin our race, or at least our chance of a race victory here. So we need to just focus on damage limitation now. You know, the mindset completely changes in this race. But obviously, yeah, really annoyed with that when you can see Apex runs into the back of us as we head in towards the final couple of corners there. The car is completely knackered, so we need to try and get into the pit lane here as soon as possible here. And yeah, like I said, the switch completely flips from trying to open up a bigger points margin to the guys around you to damage limitation. Obviously, there is one drop round in this series as well, so hopefully, as long as nothing goes catastrophically wrong at later rounds in this championship, it shouldn't do too much damage, but obviously you never know as to what will happen over the course of the series there. But we are going to come back out of the pit lane here, down in P10 of the race there, so not really where we wanted to be. And over these next few laps, we're really going to have to try and push here. We've effectively now had to switch onto the 2-stop, and Long Beach is about a minute pit lane around here, so that is going to cost us a lot of time at the end of the day there. And yeah, really unfortunate that just the wrong place at the wrong time there as well. You can see over the next couple of laps, we were closing into up to the back of Kezimoto. He'd actually picked up some damage as well, but he was trying to brave it out, ready for his first and hopefully only pit stop of the day. Personally, you know, with how wrecked our car was, I felt we would have lost the 50 seconds trying to stretch it out another 8 laps around this circuit. It was definitely going to be costing us more than 6 seconds a lap at the end of the day there. But you can see over the next few laps though, a few more of the drivers starting to make their first pit stops of the day. So you can see we were still ahead of Jork now after all of this. So it really does go to show, you know, what sort of position we could have been in this race had that not happened. You know, I definitely felt we had the pace to win. We were pulling out a little bit of a margin over Dralex. We were trying to be quick but careful here. It's now all over the back of Jolly there. Just a bit of a miscommunication between the pairs there, but I mean, we laughed about that in the party afterwards there. We both tried to go the same way as well there. But you can see now all the way on to lap 20, everyone else had made their pit stops here in this race. We had come out just behind Dralex here at this stage of the day. And I mean, obviously, he's going to the end of the race. We've got to make another pit stop here. So he did say to me, he wasn't going to try and hold me up if possible there. And yeah, you can see coming down towards turn 1, he is just going to let us straight through. We have got a little bit of extra pace, and, we don't want to trip over each other. We may as well just focus on our own race and try to get back up the order as best as possible here. As through turn 1 we go. Once again, keeping it nice and tidy through the first couple of corners here, but obviously we're going to have to dive it into the pit lane again in the next couple of laps. So at the moment, I was hoping, if we could finish sort of P6, P7 at the end of the day, just try and, score any single point we possibly can here. We were going to lose so much time through this second pit stop window here, and you can see Dralex, as we dive it in, is going to be able to fly back past us here. You can just see how long it takes through this pit lane there. 30 seconds through, we're still barely halfway down the pit lane. Obviously, we have repaired the car and everything like that once again. We're going to come back down in P7. You can see over 50 seconds now. 55 seconds you spend in the pit lane here. And we're going to come out right behind LCR Ben in this race down in P8 there. So we're going to, we're still nestled inside the top 10 at the moment, but it was still never quite really where I wanted to be at the end of the day there. As you can see now on lap 24, all over the back of Ben. We're 3/4 of the way through this race now at this stage, and we were just trying to hang on in there and see where we ended up. You can see Ben makes a little bit of a mistake there as we head out onto the back straightaway. We're going to be able to switch to the inside, hopefully make the move work nice and cleanly there. As you can see, yeah, just a little bit later on the brakes, get the car onto the curbs that time round, and we're going to move ourselves back up into P7 of the race. With just 8 laps to go though, Mel another 3,000 feet up the road at the moment there. So as we head out onto the final lap of the race, you can see my teammate Dralex though is going to come through for his debut win in the LCR Forza series there. Fantastic job by him. Kept it clean, kept it tidy at the end of the day, and it's going to be the second win for Aston Martin Chungus. Should mean that we further extend our margin in the team's championship as well. Though we have actually got a third driver now. We've got Amazed as well on our team, so that's quite nice to see as well. We have got a third driver just in case. But out of the final corner though, it's going to be P7 at the end of the day. Wasn't enough time just to catch Mel in the end there. And yeah, very, very disappointing race in the end for ourselves. But like I said, damage limitation as well at the end of the day. We just missed out as well on the fastest lap bonus points there, which really could have done us a lot of help as well at the end of the day. But Apex has a fantastic job coming through in P2. Jork in third, Buck, Unku, Mel, myself, Ben, Jolly, and Apex Miata round out the top 10 there, with Kez, Connor, Joe, Astro, Rosenquist, and Scott making up the rest of the order there. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. Hopefully next time out when we head to Laguna Seca, we can have a bit of a better race, but you never quite know what's going to happen in the LCR IndyCar series. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, do get yourself subscribed, and we will be back next week out for round 3 at Laguna Seca.